Hi everyone. I've put together this video about some very simple things that you should consider if you're about to go into a sports science internship. Now, I've done quite a few myself, and as basic as some of this information is, these are certain things that I got wrong in the first couple of internships that I did. So it's only four things. I'll keep it really simple, be about 6, 7 minutes. So firstly, great quotation, something I use all the time since I heard it about 2 or 3 years ago. Turn up on time, don't be a weirdo. This came from a mentor that I had when I was at university in Australia. This was a person who was in charge of internships, organising them for undergraduate students across different professional teams around Australia, across different domains of sports science. And yeah, as I said, it's something that really stuck with me. It's just about getting the basics right. And he said that that was one of the main areas where people went wrong in their internships. They're constantly late, even if it's just 5, 10 minutes late, bad habits, not wearing the right kit, coming in some days not wearing the right kit they should be wearing, and just being a bit strange as well, not having the social skills to really mix it in that environment. So, as simple as this one is and a bit silly this one sounds, just getting that basic thing right of being an approachable person, dressed in the right manner, acting in the right manner, these things count for a lot at internship level. Secondly, stay until the end of the working day. Um, if you're given a certain period of time to be there, certain set of hours, I'd always try and do a little bit more. Um, I also appreciate sometimes that the boss may say something in a certain way, such as this: "We don't need you for the rest of the day. You can go home." If this is very assertive, if they're doing something at work where you genuinely aren't needed, it's a complex task that they feel if you're there, you're actually more of a distraction rather than a help, then yeah, that's fine. Go home. But sometimes this question goes up in the air, this phrase goes up in the air. They'll say, well, it's 3 o'clock now, we'll go home at 5, but you can go home now if you want. I would stick around. If it's in the air like that, say, well, no, is there anything that I can do to help? Goes the other way as well. If you're told to come in at 12 o'clock, but they say, well, we're in at 9, but you can just come in at 12. We don't really need you. It's fine. I'd challenge it. I'd say, are you sure? Is there anything I can help with for those first 2 or 3 hours of the day? Um, this shows good habits. This shows a good attitude. If you're willing to come in and do that a little bit extra every day, and as that accumulates, you'll build a better rapport with that employer and give yourself a better chance of being kept on or recommended for another job that's advertised. Thirdly, I would get feedback from the boss. Really, really key that you learn from the process what are you doing well and what can you improve on. But what I will say is a mistake that I've made: don't seek constant approval. I've been in some scenarios early on in my career where I was too keen to learn and I'm constantly asking questions. Even if the boss is really busy, even if the boss is stressed out over something, I didn't maybe pick up those signals back then. In my head, I thought, it's great, I'm asking questions. This must be a good thing. You need to find the right time to do that. And how often you get this feedback, it kind of depends on how long you're there for. So if you're somewhere for a year, maybe schedule a formal meeting once a month. You can ask little questions here or there throughout the whole time you're there, but a formal meeting, I think once a month is quite fair for the employer to give you. And if you're there for a semester or 6 weeks, then there's no correct answer, but let's say maybe once a fortnight, once a month, maybe you'll get that feedback from that person. Lastly, I'd say don't just cling on to the boss. Um, this is a big mistake I would have made earlier on. I think this comes from being a bit shy as well when you're 19, 20 years old. So I'll give you a quick example. I was at a professional team, like a championship football club at the time, and I was in there for about a week. But I got a nickname Shadow because I just followed the one person that invited me there to the club. It's the only person I knew, so I just hovered around that person for the whole week. I was maybe a bit shy about getting to know other members of staff. It was a big club, big facilities. Maybe I was a little bit shy about putting myself out there. But in any environment you're in, there's going to be a lot of people watching you. If you are at a football team, rugby team, there could be 20, 30 members of staff. So you want to make sure that you do spread your wings a little bit and get talking to people. So that's exactly what I'd do. I'd get to know other people throughout the team, throughout the organization. You need to find the right time to speak to them though. So this could be at lunch, this could be when you're having a coffee. Don't try and disturb them whilst they're doing something. If they look stressed, like your boss, find that right time. It could be in the car park on the way in, on the way out. You could be walking through the building at the same time as them. Just find these little moments to build rapport and ask questions. If possible, take it to the next level, get meetings going, try and find a time to sit down for an extended period of time and pick their brains. That's something I started to do a lot more as I went through the years of getting experience. So I would highly recommend that you do that. Not everyone will be helpful. Some people won't have the time or maybe not interested, but if you ask enough people in the right polite way, some people will be there to help you. Okay, so that was that. It is very simple. I do appreciate that, and I will do some more advanced stuff. I'll speak about some of the mistakes I made during internships and how I could have done a lot better. But to summarize this, I'd say just get the basics right, turn up on time, don't be a weirdo, um, put the extra hours in. So if you're there for 6 hours a day, try to do 7, maybe 8. Get the feedback, but you have to do it at the right time. And finally, don't be a shadow. Get yourself out there, speak to different people within the company, because it's not only the boss that can give you a good reference. Anyone at that club, anyone at that organization can help you and get you to that next level. Okay, so contact details are there again. If you want to get in touch, ask me more questions about internships. If you're applying for an internship and you need some help with the application, do let me know. Okay, thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon.